Hello everyone and welcome to Beyond the Sport, where we dive into CSUB athletes' journeys, explore what happens behind the scenes, and get to know who they are behind the stats. I'm Melissa Jorge, your host, and today joining me is someone you've probably passed by on campus, unless she sped right past you. Big West qualifier, Makiah Parker. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us on our very first episode. So let's start with, for anyone who might not know you just yet, what sport do you compete in?
I compete in track and field here at CSUB, and I am currently a sophomore.
And how did your journey begin with track?
I've been through plenty of sports before I actually fully committed to track. I originally started off as a cheerleader, and I realized I was like, I don't think this is for me. And I remember seeing the guys play football, and I was like, I'd rather do what they're doing. And at the time, I was like maybe 5 when I had this epiphany. And so I tried soccer. And my dad noticed that I was beating the guys like on the field, and he was like, you know, let's try track. And first day of practice, I got hit with a time trial of a 100, 200, and a 400. And I cried after the 400, of course. And he told me that, you know, if I keep trying, one day I'll get better, and, you know, eventually, you know, I like it. But he said, if you don't like it now, that is okay. And I kept coming out, and I just kind of fell in love with the process of the overall sport and just seeing myself improve and better myself, and that's why I stuck with it.
Oh, that's a really interesting, because I was going to ask if you did other sports. So you did cheerleading, some football, some soccer. Nice, and you ended up with track. So, and what made you realize track was the one, though? Like, you wanted to keep on pursuing until, like, you know, college?
That is a good question. What made me realize that track was my sport was when I low-key noticed I was kind of good at it. And that was, like, the reality of it. Like, you know, being around other athletes is kind of like, oh, I don't know if I'm this good. But I had a good family support system that told me that I could do it. And I had my dad as a coach at the time, and I first started off doing the 800 and 1500. Like, I did cross country, I did everything. And my AU coach always told me that I had a little bit of speed, but I didn't know how fast I actually was. And I think what made me realize I could probably go to the college level was when I went to my very first Junior Olympics. And I qualified, and I ran a 58 and 400 as a 12-year-old, and I made it to the final. And that's when my dad was like, I think you can really go far in this. And from then on, and I was running the 100, 200, and 400 in high school. And I come to Bakersfield, now I'm a 1-2 runner. And now I have this ring on my finger.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was it having your dad as a coach growing up?
It was great. Like, I think that's what made me so motivated and just really in tune with myself, because having your father as a coach definitely, there's definitely, as a coach, you have to treat your athlete as an athlete, but then also getting to know them as a person. And also, since my dad already knew me as a person, he knew how to really coach me the best way possible, and he knew my body more than I did. So, you know, I think that's what really made him a good coach, in my opinion. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And besides track, you're studying here in Cal State Bakersfield. What are you currently majoring in?
I'm majoring in business and management, and with the minor of business and marketing with a minor in management. Yeah.
Awesome. And what do you plan on pursuing with that degree?
I would love to help market athletes like myself, because I know definitely it is hard to try to get noticed with how big sports is now. And I would definitely just love to just, you know, be a part of that. You know, it could be from social media marketing, photography, just anything that will keep me around sports after when I am done with track. That's really why my love is still in it and what I want to do with it.
Nice. It's cool you mentioned social media, because I feel like social media is a really big aspect right now.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Especially to get yourself out there.
Yeah.
For sure. And how do you balance everything? I mean, being a D1 athlete and being a student here on campus.
Definitely planners and calendars, for sure. I literally, my whole entire calendar is marked up with meets, assignments. I have a physical planner. I have a digital planner. Like, I'm a person like to write things so I can physically see it, and that also helps me memorize it too. And, you know, I try to, even when I schedule my semester classes, I make sure that nothing's too close to practice, but not too far from it, because I do want to have the rest of my day to myself. And then also just meditation too. I do meditate and just kind of decompress from the overall day, because at the end of the day, like, I'm still human, and being a student and an athlete is definitely two different parts of me, and I have to make sure that I give both the equal amount of attention to succeed at both.
Yeah, and how do you think track has shaped you as a person?
I feel like track has definitely made me more grounded. Definitely through, like, from hard workouts and bad days and good days, good races and bad races, I've learned to give myself grace, because, you know, in those moments, everything does feel like the moment feels bigger than what it is. And I feel like I've been able to grasp situations better and, you know, really just hone in on them. And, you know, congratulate myself when, you know, it's time to, and then, you know, refocus when it's time to. I think it made me more balanced as a person. Yeah, for sure.
And with what's been like your toughest moments in track so far, and how do you think you overcome those tough moments?
My toughest moments in track, not being so hard on myself. Like, for sure, like, my coach talks about it all the time. He tells me that I need to stop being so hard on myself, and I definitely grew a lot from freshman year. Like, I could have one bad workout and I could ruin my entire day. But now I'm starting to, you know, okay, you know what? It wasn't that bad. You know, I can kind of look at the situation, but okay, my block starts wasn't the best. Well, I'll just come back the next day and I'll just do better, you know, or I'll focus on that one aspect instead of making it one big thing. I can just take small bits and pieces from it. Yeah.
And from that, like, how do you handle the big pressure from, like, big meets?
The best way I handle it is I kind of, like, my best way to, like, psychologically, like, handle it is I kind of, like, minimize the situation. Like, I'm just like, it's every other meet, but this one is kind of like the last one, you know? And I kind of break it down by event. I'm like, okay, I have the 100, do what I gotta do, execute my race plan, and I'll move on to the next. And then and once everything is said and done, then I'll take in the moment. But what I don't want to do is make the moment feel bigger than what it is, and then I feel like I can't handle the situation. Yeah, so that's really how I do it.
And do you have any, like, personally have any pre-race routines or, like, superstitions?
Let me see. What is a superstition that I have? I double knot my spikes. I don't do, like, one single tie. I double knot them and then I actually tuck them in my shoe. Another one. What is another one? I guess, like, another pre-race is, I always put lip gloss on. I don't know why I do that, but I'm, like, afraid of, like, getting a picture taken and my lips are, like, chappy. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's really it. I'm not super like, dang, what was the word? Superstitious. I'm not super superstitious, but I do have, like, certain things that I do catch myself doing. Like, okay, I'll put my lip gloss on before my race. Or I'll even dump water on myself if it's too hot before my race so I can, like, cool down and give my body, like, a shock before I race. Yeah. Nice.
It's cool you said that about, like, tying your shoes.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to run faster, tie your shoes twice, guys. And, like, a fun question. Do you have, like, any music you listen to before a race or a meet?
I am definitely a J. Cole fan. Like, I do listen to at least 2 of his songs before we get off the bus. And that kind of sets my tone for the rest of the meet. Yeah, that's really it. Like, he's my go-to person when it comes to, like, hype music. I feel like he's the good in between, like, you know, definitely, like, calm and then, like, definitely to set the tone.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like his lyrics are, like, a certain calmness, but then his, like, beats and stuff
yeah,
like that
exactly.
are also,
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Literally.
it's a really good answer, yeah. And what about a song to help you, like, cool down, you know, and just want to relax a bit?
I don't really have a specific song, because, like, in reality is that, like, after I'm done for the day, I usually just talk to my teammates and we kind of just, like, really just relax and put our feet up and just talk. I listen to music before the meet, but not necessarily after.
Not after? You like more of, like, a
I'm, like, more in the moment. Yeah, debrief,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. So are you really close with your teammates, you'd say?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I definitely love my team that I'm that I currently have. Like, I couldn't ask for a better team. Like, every day I go there laughing. I could wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and I'm still end up laughing at practice. Like, I just love how well-rounded everybody is, and I'm just glad that I have the people that I have on my team.
Oh, that's very beautiful. Yeah, and with that question, how do you find yourself disconnecting from everything? I know you said you do a bit of meditating. Is that like a form, or what else do you think?
My form of disconnecting, when I go home after a long day, I'll cook dinner and I'll listen to music. Like, cooking is like another form of therapy for me. Like, I used to be a big drawer. I need to get back into that, but I do another good therapy for me in disconnecting. It's just cooking and just listening to music. I feel like that's the best way to also keep myself grounded and not have to worry about school and track and just kind of really focus on the other aspect of my life. Yeah.
Is there a favorite dish you like to make?
What is my favorite dish to make? I don't really have a favorite dish, but I do love making anything Korean or Asian. Yesterday I made pork belly with teriyaki sauce and rice and bok choy. It was so good.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't really have a favorite dish as of right now.
And apart from cooking and stuff, what are some other hobbies you find yourself enjoying?
In the summer I was a really big reader, and then school came in. I didn't really have time to really do my personal reading. But I do love drawing. I like doodling a lot. I do need to get back into that, but as of right now, yeah, I would say definitely drawing and listening to music for sure.
Nice. Yeah, drawing I feel like is also very there. You can just kind of put your feelings out there and stuff like that, right? Yeah, that's so nice. And going back to track a little bit, or it can be overall, what have you been most proud of in your journey?
Definitely as of right now, I would say my freshman year when I won conference in the 200, because it was definitely something that I talked up to myself since I stepped foot on campus. I told myself, I really feel like I can do this. Mind you, I didn't know who I was racing up against. I didn't know what the future had for me, but something told me that I can win it all. And I just kept telling myself that I could, and eventually I started believing it. And once I started believing it, and then I started pushing myself more at practice, I started really achieving those goals that I didn't think I could achieve. So when I did win the 200, it felt like a very surreal moment, because all the emotions just of everything that I felt from practice and the good meets and the bad meets that led to that moment, all that didn't matter. But it was the fact that I'm here now and I did it, and I couldn't believe that I did it. And I think that was really definitely my biggest moment so far in my career.
And so far, because you are just a sophomore in college, right? I'm you still have a long way
I
to
do,
go,
yeah, that's the scary part.
I'm sure you'll do amazing. I mean, you're already doing so great right now in track, so I'm excited to see your journey further on.
Thank you.
Of course. And who has been your biggest impact in your journey?
The person that has been the biggest impact in my journey, I would definitely say Coach Josh. He definitely makes my day every day going out there. He makes me laugh. He gives me pep talks when I need them. He's definitely the well-rounded coach that I always needed. And then even as a human being, he's a great person. And he definitely made my journey. Every big milestone that I had, he was there. And he was there for when I was crying, when I was happy, when I was sad. He was there for everything. And as a part of as my coach, I feel like he's my best friend too.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And to wrap things up, how would you describe your journey in one sentence?
I would say patience and resilience, because you have to be patient with yourself as a human and an athlete, and resilience because just being able to bounce back from those tough moments definitely makes you stronger in the long run when you do have that big aha moment and everything just kind of all ties in together. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Makiah, for joining us today. We're excited to see the rest of your journey. I mean, you still have a long way to go here, hopefully. So, we're excited to see you at the Big West.
Thank you.
Right? Yeah. And thank you all for tuning in to Beyond the Sports. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to keep up with our next athletes' stories. See you next time.